Good evening, everybody. It's a beautiful evening for some grappling action. Welcome to the inaugural broadcast of Panther Wrestling on the Mount Pleasant Live YouTube and Facebook feeds, coming to you from the top of the West Bleachers at Mount Pleasant Community High School. Jim, we are getting you set for boys and girls duels between the Mount Pleasant Panthers and the visiting Keokuk Chiefs. Hello, everyone. Joined by my producer, Mike Heaton. I'm Luis Aranda, and I'm honored and privileged to call tonight's duel between the Chiefs and the Panthers. All of us here at Mount Pleasant Live hope you had a wonderful and restful holiday season. Whether you went back to work today or your kids went back to school, we're hoping that you started off the new year just right. And if not, don't worry. Today we're going to bring you some exciting and informative action between the Chiefs and the Panthers. Thank you for making us a part of your Monday nights. As always, Mount Pleasant Live is the exclusive home for streaming of Panther athletics. Our sports coverage is powered by our broadcast partner, Midwest Old Threshers. A big thank you to Terry Grant, and all the folks that make Old Threshers great for helping support high school athletics. And as always, a reminder, you can always purchase your admission passes for the Midwest Old Threshers reunion happening this Labor Day. Between now and May 31st, you can save yourself some money by purchasing your tickets in advance. Also, a special shout out to Refreshment Services Pepsi for its support in launching Mount Pleasant Live. As the Mount Pleasant girls wrestling team makes their way to the mat, we welcome you to the Mount Pleasant Panther pre-match show, brought to you by Pep Stop of Mount Pleasant. Whether you're a seasoned wrestling fan or completely new to the sport, we hope to provide you an informative and thrilling night here tonight. The Mount Pleasant girls squad is ready to take the mat for their second duel of the season. Back on December 18th, the Panthers dropped their only duel thus far to Fort Madison 54-18. Mount Pleasant had 6 open weight classes, contributing to 36 points to the Lady Bloodhounds total. The Panthers had victories by fall by Paris Fosey at 115 pounds, Quintry Lee at 120 pounds. The Panthers are led by senior 145-pounder Zenlin Lee. Lee comes in with an 8-6 record, including a first-place finish at the 4th annual Willard Howell Girls Invite in Wapello on December 8th, where she won all of her matches by pinfall. Lee is also a returning state qualifier at 145 pounds, and wrestling is a family affair for the Lee family, as her sister Quintry is also on the squad, and her younger sister Kriya just started her middle school season today. We're excited to see what the Lees have in store for us this season. At the Keokuk Girls Invitational on Saturday, Paris Fosey and Quintry Lee placed third in their brackets at 115 and 120 pounds respectively. Zenlin Lee placed second at 145 pounds, and at 235 pounds, Olivia Gordy placed fourth, and freshman Courtney Smith, a 2025 AAU state champion, as an 8th grader, placed second. Keokuk comes in having tied their only duel with Washington. That duel featured 2 matches at 110 and 120 pounds. The rest were forfeits or double forfeits. So let's see what they have in store tonight, as they had one 4th-place finish at their hosted Girls Invitational over the weekend. We'll take a break for the national anthem. We'll be right back.
For everything there is a season, and a time for every matter under heaven, for God has made everything suitable for its time. Kimsey Funeral Home, Mount Pleasant.
Located just south of the Mount Pleasant Square, Phillips Auto Clinic has you covered. Whether it's an oil change, an engine repair, tire replacement, and anything and everything in between, we've got what your vehicle is looking for. Phillips Auto Clinic. See us today.
There are places where all roads lead to families providing for their loved ones and their community. That's where you'll find us. Generation after generation. Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Jim Barton Construction has all your assembly needs under one roof. With a plethora of services at our disposal, no job is too small or too large for JBC. Call the number on screen now or go online at jimbartonconstruction.com.
Welcome back to Mount Pleasant Community High School. Jim, we're getting ready for the lineups for tonight's opening duel between the Lady Chiefs and the Lady Panthers. Girls wrestling is a developing varsity sport, and because of this, we'll be seeing a few double forfeits tonight as we have open weights at 100, 105, 110, 140, 190, and 235 pounds tonight. Keokuk has open weights at 115, 130, 145, 190, and 235 pounds. Mount Pleasant has open weights at 140, 155, and 170. So Mount Pleasant will start with a 30 to 18 advantage as a result. We will have matches at 120 and 125 pounds. Keokuk will send freshman Olivia Kochenauer with a record of 1-10 to take on either sophomore Quintry Lee or junior Autumn Davis at 120 pounds. At 125 pounds, Keokuk freshman Ava Sparrow will take on Mount Pleasant junior Katana Punchington. Over on the boys' side, the Panthers come home as the defending Southeast Conference champions with a 1-1 dual record. The Panthers last competed at Fort Madison and won 45-35, highlighted by 7 victories by pinfall. Several Panthers are expected to vie for the individual state tournament in February. Sophomore Levi Evans and senior Jefferson Avalos Ramirez are expected to make a return trip to the district finals and secure their spot at the Casey Center. And we'll have more on the boys just prior to their duel. It's going to be an exciting evening at the mats. We're excited for the special guests we'll have throughout the evening. And sit back and enjoy Panther wrestling as we watch the coin flip to determine who gets odd or even number bouts to present their wrestler. I'd like to tell you that you've been watching the Mount Pleasant Panther pre-match show brought to you by Pep Stop of Mount Pleasant. All right, the lights are dimming, and what a nice touch. We have members of our youth wrestling team, Cecilia Aranda, yes, relation, Reagan Hamilton, and Millie Norton joined the women on that toss. That's a nice touch here. All right, the spotlights have dimmed. We're getting ready for our first matchup in tonight's duel between the Chiefs and the Panthers. You are watching, for the first time this season, you're watching Panther Wrestling, powered by Midwest Old Threshers. For those of you that are new to wrestling, we will wrestle 3 periods, 2 minutes each. Points are awarded for takedowns at 3 points. For those of you that have not been watching recently, that is a change within the last 2 years. So you will hear folks yell for 3. So Paris Fosey will get the first 6 points for the Panthers for wrestling unopposed at 115. Quintry Lee gives 6 points more to the Panthers for wrestling unopposed at 120.
At 125 for Keokuk, Sparrow for Mount Pleasant, Katana Punchadon.
And our first matchup today will be Avale Sparrow at 125, freshman for the Chiefs, taking on Katana Punchington Jr. at 125. Enjoy this match, folks. Again, a reminder, takedowns are scored at 3 points, reversals at 2 points. Escape is 1 point. A match can end by decision or by pinfall. 6 points will be awarded to the winning team for a pinfall or forfeit. 5 points to the winning team for a tech fall, which is a win of 15 points or more. 4 points to the team if they are able to win by major decision, which is 8 to 14 point difference. And then 3 points for a decision, which can be 7 points or less, as Punching Tong goes in for a shot and is met quickly by Sparrow. And now Punching Tong trying to get back over, and she turns her to her back in a roll through by Sparrow. No points awarded on that one. Action continues. Punching Tong looking to try to find leverage here. She steps up with her right leg. Sparrow very heavy on top here, trying to gain leverage and expose Punching Tong's back. No points so far. Advantage given to the wrestler in red. Sparrow, as Punching Tong gets her over, she can get her head out. She can score here, get behind the hips. Sparrow again riding a little bit high on Punching Tong, but still not allowing Punching Tong to gain control. Sparrow looks to be trying to gain an advantage here. Punching Tong trying to build her base up. No points have been awarded here, and there's the first takedown. Will go to Sparrow, 3-0, with 30 seconds remaining in this first period. Punching Tong looking to establish herself and try to get that one escape point here. Sparrow has her left leg, and now she gets out of it, reestablishes position on top. 10 seconds remaining here. Trying to gain exposure and get some back points here. And unfortunately for Sparrow, it will remain 3-0 as we go to the second period. Keokuk defers. Punching Tong will decide between top, bottom, or neutral. She is choosing bottom. And our second period commences with Punching Tong on bottom, trying to get the one escape point. Very close here to likely getting a reversal. Unfortunately, though, she just rolled over to her back. The referee is counting now for near fall. Sparrow has gotten the referee to count 5, which indicates 4 near fall points upcoming for Sparrow, making this a 7-0 affair, and Punching Tong is very close to scoring a reversal here. Nothing awarded yet. She is in the advantage position with 1:20 to go, down 7-0. If she can clear Sparrow's right arm and get behind, she will takes her almost to her back here, but Sparrow is clinging on to Punching Tong's right thigh. Good defense from the bottom by Sparrow, as Punching Tong now has established control. She can clear that hip, and she does. 2-point reversal. 54 seconds remaining in the second period. Punching Tong looking for a half Nelson here. If she can establish, she's going for a power half. If she can break, looking for a cradle. Punching Tong very close to getting a cradle there. Looking for exposure points. 28 seconds remaining in the period. Punching Tong down 7-2. And in an advantage position where Sparrow now is trying to hold her position by keeping her hands on Punching Tong's head. 12 seconds remaining. Short time for both wrestlers to do anything. 5 seconds remaining. It looks like we're going to stay here at 7-2 entering the third period. And Sparrow will have the decision, will have the choice here in the third period. Sparrow looking to her coach, and she will go neutral. A surprising decision. Up 5. Punching Tong will need at least a takedown and a near fall to take this one. Inside tie being applied here. Some hand fighting. Punching Tong fakes a shot. Unfortunately, Sparrow sprawls. And exposure there. And a 3-point takedown awarded to Sparrow. 10-2 with a minute and a half remaining. Sparrow looks to be riding high. Punching Chong trying to gain leverage there, but Sparrow able to follow her. Again, Sparrow riding high. If Punching Chong can just get leverage, she can easily put Sparrow to her back here. She's working up on that leg, trying to build her base up. 1 minute and 5 seconds remaining in this period. Punching Chong now reaching back, trying to gain leverage on the neck. Unfortunately there, nothing there. She is holding on that right leg. Sparrow holding in on what appears to be her Punching Chong's left ankle. 45 seconds remaining. And now Sparrow reasserts control. Punching Chong has to do something here with 30 seconds remaining on the clock, down 5. Excuse me, down 8. It is now 10-2 after that takedown. Sparrow now riding a little bit high, looking to turn Punching Chong. Punching Chong takes her to her back, establishes control. That's a 2 reversal. It's 10-4 with 13 seconds remaining. If Punching Chong can get this power half, she needs a fall here. 7 seconds remaining. Unfortunately, time is going to run out for the Panther wrestler. And Sparrow is going to take this one 10-4 decision. It is a decision victory for the Panthers. 3 points. Excuse me, for the Chiefs. 3 points to the Chiefs. All right, coming up next is our second matchup at 1:30. Angelica Miles will take on, I didn't catch that name, Mike. All right, and action has started here. Angelica Miles at 130 goes in on a shot, defended nicely by the Chiefs wrestler whose name we do not have currently because on our list, 130 was listed as open for the Chiefs. And very close there for a 3-point takedown. No points awarded so far on this scramble. Miles in control, and she scores the 3-point takedown on the go behind. Looking to work from the front here. And we'll give up the escape point. 3-1, a minute 20 remaining in this period. A minute remaining, 3-1. I believe the Keokuk wrestler is Izzy Drosha, who was listed as 140. And she has secured a 3-point takedown. Maintaining control as Miles was looking to go out of bounds, and the stalling call has been awarded. 1 point. Stalling was called, and an escape point was given to Miles. Posting her arms, looking for a tripod out, and Miles with the mat return with 5 seconds remaining in this period. And we will stay there. 7-4 after period 1 for Angelica Miles. And we have injury time here. 7-4 is your score entering period 2. Wrestlers are entitled to injury time, awarded up to 5 minutes for athletic trainers and coaches to examine the wrestler and ensure that they are okay to resume the match. They are also given time for blood or for any head or neck injury. And the trainer is looking at Drosha's, appears her right leg. While we have a moment, you will see on your screen the rules for tonight's duel. Our score currently is the Panthers are up 12-9 in this duel as Drosha looks like she's okay and will continue. It is her choice. Consulting with her coach, and she's going to go on top. In this position, it is Drosha's job to turn her opponent over or hold her down and not award an escape point. Miles can get 1 point for an escape or 2 points for reversal from the bottom position, as she is now doing a stand-up and is about ready to get a 1-point escape. However, Drosha stays with her. Attacking the hands is Miles. At this point, there you go. She puts it in the pocket. That's 1 point for Miles. It's 8-4. She goes in on a shot, aggressive there. Drosha looking to score on a go behind. Nothing there. No points awarded, no control. We will restart at neutral with 1:25 remaining in this period. Heavy hand fighting here. Drosha looking to establish control on the head. Collar tie being established. A little hand fighting there. Drosha looking to control Miles' wrist, which she currently has. Miles is able to break away, and we will restart at neutral with a minute remaining. 8-4, Miles ahead. Action going to the outside. Miles now bringing the action back to the center. She goes in for an ankle pick, not there. Retreats back, action back to the center. 40 seconds remaining in this period. Miles up 8-4. Wrist control established. Drosha looking to go for a throw. Nothing there. Miles now at the boundary line. There is no point awarded for a push out. That would be freestyle wrestling if that were the case. 20 seconds remaining. No action yet. Short time with 10 seconds coming up on the clock. And the Panthers wrestler Angelica Miles up 8-4. And it looks like we will finish the period with an 8-4 marker as stalling is now called on Miles. And we head to period 3 with Miles leading 8-4. Miles has choice, and with a 5-point lead, has decided to call down and will work from the bottom once again. Miles was able to score an escape point in the second period and is looking to do the same, or at least maintain her position and keep Drosh from scoring herself. Miles looking to establish position from the bottom in a good defensive stance as Drosh is looking to lock in a cradle. She has her arms around her neck, working that neck to the knee, and a cradle has been established. Exposure there. We're very close to a fall. And there it is. Izzy Droja with 6 points to the Chiefs on a fall. A victory by pinfall at 4:31 in this matchup. Kaya Sanders at 135 is wrestling unopposed. 140 is a double forfeit. And we have a matchup at 145. I was mistaken. We do have a matchup at 145 as returning state qualifier Zenlin Lee will take on an unnamed wrestler again from the Chiefs. Zenlin Lee this season is 8-6, including a first place finish at the Willard Howell Girls Invitational on December 8th in Wapello. She goes in for a shot and she will score a 3-point takedown with 1:40 remaining in this first period, and she's looking to make quick work as now she is looking for the half Nelson. She has it locked in, and there's our first ball of this duel. Zenlin Lee scores 6 for the Panthers. Wonderful job by the senior.
155 is open.
Double forfeit at 155.
Wrestling unopposed for Keokuk, Jayla Gardner.
Jayla Gardner at 170 is wrestling unopposed.
190 is open.
190 is a double forfeit.
Unopposed for round opposing, Courtney Smith.
Courtney Smith will wrestle unopposed at 235. And that brings our final total for this duel. The Mount Pleasant Panthers girls 30 and the Keokuk Chiefs 21. Congratulations to our Lady Panthers. We will be joined by Coach Abby Blint, as she said earlier to me, if she can remember. We will take a very quick break as we get ready for the boys' duel between the Chiefs and the Panthers. You're watching Panther Wrestling, powered by Midwest Old Threshers.
Check out Community Profiles every Thursday, where our host, Greta Clemens, talks with people from around Washington about their stories and highlighting upcoming events. Make sure to tune in to Community Profiles every Thursday at 10 on the Southeast Iowa Live Facebook and YouTube page. Pep Stop is a proud sponsor of Mount Pleasant Live and Mount Pleasant Athletics. Pep Stop is your... Check out Community Profiles every Thursday. Pep Stop is a proud sponsor of Mount Pleasant Live and Mount Pleasant Athletics. Pep Stop is your one-stop shop for everything from gas, top-of-the-line car wash, a snack and a drink for the road, or a pizza on a Friday night. Stop in or call us at 319-385-4112.
Mount Pleasant Tire is a proud sponsor of Mount Pleasant Live and Mount Pleasant Athletics. We have everything your car needs, from oil changes to tire and engine repair and much, much more. Give us a call or go online at mountpleasanttires.com. Mount Pleasant Tire, we keep you rolling.
Ding dong.
Mountain dude?
The mountain is calling.
Give me a mountain, lots to do. Give me the sunshine, give me a view. Give me something simple and true. All I need is sunshine and that cool, refreshing mountain dew. Yeah, give me the sunshine, give me a dew.
Welcome back to Mount Pleasant Community High School Gym, where we had ourselves a victory by the Lady Panthers girls wrestling team. You're watching Panthers Wrestling, powered by Midwest Old Threshers. We are getting set for the start of our boys' duel between the Chiefs and the Panthers. Our women were secured a 30-21 victory over the Chiefs, thanks in large part to a pinfall by returning 145-pound state qualifier senior Zenlin Lee. Other matches included matches at 125, where Keokuk's Ava Lee Sparrow beat Katana Punching Tong, and then at 130, Izzy Droga defeated Angelica Miles. We are getting set up for our boys' duel here with introductions from our PA announcer. We will have a special guest joining me for the first few matches, and I will introduce them here momentarily as they get set up in our booth.
At 120 for Keokuk, 9th grade, Ashton DeRoche. From Mount Pleasant, Levi Evans. At 126 for Keokuk, freshman Jackson Tibbetts. From Mount Pleasant, senior Lenny Beckler. At 132 for Keokuk, sophomore Camden Grace. For Mount Pleasant, senior Jefferson Avalos Rivera.
Avon Beecham for
For Keokuk, freshman Jackson Bailey.
Mount Pleasant. 113 is open for the Panthers. Levi Evans at 120. Lane Beckler at 126. Jefferson Avalos Ramirez at 132. Charlie Bowenkamp at 138. Gavin Lemaster at 150 for the Chiefs. Landon Yoakum for the Panthers. And then 215 will be open for the Chiefs. But as the lineups continue, I'd like to introduce you our guests for our first few matches this evening. It is my honor to introduce to you to the broadcast our youth coach, Nick Ettinger. Nick, how are you this evening?
Very well, thank you, Luis.
Thank you so much for joining us, Nick. This is our first home duel. It was our first broadcast of Panther Wrestling. Certainly an exciting match, as you can hear from the crowd. What does it mean to you as a coach to see all these youth wrestlers and then seeing these wonderful athletes here tonight?
Yeah, so I think for me it's mostly about the community. Mount Pleasant Wrestling is becoming a family. It's becoming a big team with a lot of people here to support us. And it starts, the youth program. But some of these kids that are on the varsity team tonight, I had the privilege of influencing it in their youth years, and it's cool to see it full circle in a gym that's packed.
Wonderful, Nick. And certainly you have had a hand on a number of these Panthers that are going to be competing here tonight. Who are you looking forward to see the most this evening?
Oh, man, that's a tough question. You're putting me on the spot. I like them all. I want to see oh, man, that's so hard. Probably
okay.
Half of these kids. Levi's always near and dear to my heart. I got to start with Levi Evans at 120. Lane Beckler was probably one of the first kids that I ever had the opportunity to coach. I've sat in these kids' corners since they were, third, fourth grade, maybe even before that. In some aspect, we've walked through a lot of adversity together, so it's fun to see him in high school out here. But also, shout out to Abby Blint for winning her high school home debut as a head coach. So
absolutely. That was exciting to see. Wonderful. I can tell by your voice that you've been doing some yelling. What were you doing this weekend?
Yeah, so we went to Omaha and wrestled in the AAU Winter National Championships over the weekend. And, I would say I got into some matches pretty well. My voice is completely gone. Shout out Damian Manning for his finals match where I completely blew my vocal cords for probably the next 2 weeks. So no shame on Damian, but I'm definitely passionate when it comes to seeing these guys succeed.
Wonderful. For those not in the know, Damian Manning is one of our youth wrestlers, a third grader who competed at the prestigious 2026 AAU Winter Nationals this past weekend in Omaha, Nebraska, where the youth program sent 6 wrestlers to compete, including 2 boys you know yourself, Carter and Cam Ettinger. Any relation?
Yeah, so my boys Cam and Carter. Man, what a weekend. So fun to watch.
Out of those 6, we had 3 placers and 1 national champion. He's too modest to say, so I'll say it himself. Congratulations to our 8U 65-pound champion, Camden Ettinger, doing our club proud and our community proud. As we're getting up for our first matchup here between Connor Derrer and Avon Beecham at 106 pounds. Nick, what can you tell us about Avon?
Yeah, so I cannot believe I forgot to say his name when you asked me who I was looking forward to seeing. I probably spent the most time out of all these kids in Avon's corner throughout the years. He's gotten some state medals over the years, wrestled some really good kids, and it's cool to see him out here finally weighing 106 pounds and ready to compete as he stacks this Chief close to a near fall. Very well.
Beecham with a 3-point takedown and 2 points for exposure on a near fall. He leads 5-0 with 1:30 remaining in this first period. Derr reaching back, and now Beecham looking to secure more near fall points here, but unfortunately could not lock in that cradle. One of the things I remember about Avon Beecham, Nick, is that he is a spider monkey. What are things, when someone that size, what are some things that you're looking for on the mat to establish control?
Yeah, so Avon's got offense, right? When Avon's confident about his offense, he's really hard to beat. The other thing that is really good about him is he's scrappy. He's willing to get in the deep end and get uncomfortable.
As Beecham looks to stack up Derr here, has the back exposed, looking to secure a fall.
And good transition. Put your boots in.
And there it is! Avon Beecham scores the first 6 points for the Panthers with a fall. Sorry to interrupt there, Nick. Go ahead.
Okay.
What were you saying?
Yeah, I mean, that's really Avon right there. He looks to attack. He looks to score. I've seen a lot of great wrestling out of Avon. One of my best memories with Avon was he beat a junior national team member in a Burlington youth tournament in overtime, 2-0, back when the takedown was worth 2.
That was a long time ago.
The biggest thing was Avon had no idea who he was wrestling, and he wrestled his match, and it was incredible. So shout out Avon Beecham, good win tonight.
Awesome. Now the match that you said you were looking forward to the most, 120 pounds. We have Ashton Drogi and Levi Evans. Levi comes in with plenty of experience. Wrestled in Las Vegas. He goes in quickly in for a shot and establishes control. 3-point there. He's going to let his opponent loose for an escape. What can you tell me about Levi?
So Levi's really grown into wrestling the last few years. Levi's been somebody who's responsible for helping me strategize and really understand the wrestling match, and he does exactly what he's told to do when you tell him to do something, and he does it so well that it's hard to be denied. So here he goes locking up a spladle, kind of got in a silly position, overly confident maybe, but always fights to survive, as you can see, as he comes back on top, really close to securing back points there, gets the takedown, stays in control.
Looking to stretch out his opponent here, looking for a fall. We got a 2 count on a near fall there, it looks like.
A little too high. See if we can get the crossface and lock up a cradle here.
8-1, Evans leads in period 1, coming up on 1 minute.
These are the things you're seeing Levi get much better at. The crotch lock, he's getting good about thigh and ankle control. Even when he puts himself in a little bit of a predicament, he seems to come out on the top side just because of understanding where he is as he locks up the spladle again.
And the spladle is locked in like Anninger said for the fall. Levi Evans secures 6 more points for the Panthers as he scores a fall with 1 minute and 17 seconds into the first period. 12-0 Panthers. What exciting action there by Levi.
Yeah, it's textbook Levi. You know, there's a lot of times where I've seen Levi just come up short, but it's not for a lack of effort. And lately, Levi's not coming up short. Levi's showing up as a game opponent, giving it his best. As we saw in Las Vegas when he got third at the Freak Show tournament, turned around, wrestled probably some of the best I've seen him wrestle at preseason nationals. Just missed the podium there, and comes into this high school season really ready to go to chase that state podium.
All right, at 126 pounds for the Panthers is Lane Beckler, and for the Chiefs is Jackson Tibbetts. Tibbetts is a freshman, and Beckler is a senior.
Good elbow pass. Nice elbow pass by Beckler. Takes his back. 1 mat return away, and there's 3.
A 3-point takedown on a mat return by Beckler. What can you tell me about Lane?
Lane's tenacious. Lane can wrestle.
Looks like he's got
potential danger on the double chicken wing.
A single wing applied there. Stoppage there for potentially dangerous move, which you'll see a referee grab their neck and blow the whistle for potentially dangerous. No points are awarded. Oh, actually, in this case, 1 point was awarded.
Yeah, Lane let him up. He told him to go neutral, so
okay.
He just stood him up.
So in a situation like that, normally the wrestler who was put in a potentially dangerous situation would be given the down position. In this case, Beckler elected to just give him the point for the escape. 3-1 with 1:10 to go in the first period.
There's one thing about Lane is if he misses with the first shot, the second one's not far behind, and you got to be ready. The kid can almost take me down with that second shot, and he's crafty.
Tibbetts looking to secure a throw and a mat return by Beckler. Excellent defense there on the attempted headlock. Now, Nick, one of the things with the headlock is one of the sneakiest moves in wrestling. What is the proper technique to defend that move as Beckler looks to secure a fall here?
Yeah, just as he did. You know, you got to sit away from it, get your head out, let their arm pass by the head.
As that single wing looks to be locked in there.
A wrist and a wing.
And there we go, another pinfall for the Panthers. 6 more points as Lane Beckler secures the fall in 1 minute and 27 seconds.
Oh, next up, Jefferson. Man, Jefferson, I had the privilege of watching Jefferson really become a better wrestler over the last few summers. He comes in and out of the room with the youth and the high school. Doesn't miss much. Kid works hard. Inexperienced, this is probably his biggest nemesis, but now that he's got some, he's really hard to beat.
Jefferson Avalos Ramirez for the Panthers at 132, taking on Camden Briggs for the Chiefs.
One thing about Jefferson is he is strong, as you can see in his physique. He is fast and strong, and effort will not be matched.
Briggs goes in for a shot. Good defense by Avalos Ramirez, and he takes him straight to his back on a takedown for 3. Avalos Ramirez, part of a wrestling family here in Mount Pleasant. Jefferson's younger brother, Axel, just completed his middle school season. My words came out too fast for my brain there, Nick.
Yeah, actually, Axel really impressed me during the middle school season as well. You don't see too many kids his size with that level of athleticism. I think Axel's future is bright. And unfortunately for Jefferson, I think Axel will pass his brother's accolades shortly.
Jefferson was 1 match away from qualifying for the state tournament last year at districts. We're hoping that this year is the one for him to go to, as Nick and I still refer to it as the Well, but the Casey Center in February.
Yeah, it's definitely still Wells Fargo. It's going to take a few years for that transition.
You know, they have a full-blown Casey's inside the former Well. As Jefferson goes in for a shot, looking to go ahead 6-1 here. If she can establish control and covers the hips, and it's a 6-1 lead. Excellent high crotch, as Nick pointed out.
As he gets more confident in his attacks, he's going to be really tough to stop when he takes his shot. Nice.
Another attempt at a wing here. Avalos now with 27 seconds has time to establish position for another fall. Good defense there by Briggs.
And shortly scooped ahead.
And if he scoops ahead here, exposes the blades, the referees. What is he looking for here?
He just needs to see contact. The shoulder has to hit the mat.
And there it is! Another pin for the Panthers at 132 pounds. Jefferson Avalos Ramirez over sophomore Camden Briggs. How's your voice holding up, Nick?
I'm doing okay.
You want to stick around for a little bit more?
Yeah, let's do it. This is fun.
All right.
I like calling wrestling matches, especially in Mount Pleasant, and to see a 24-0 shutout this far. This is Mount Pleasant wrestling, and the future is going to look a lot like this.
All right, at 138 pounds for the Keokuk Chiefs is freshman Jackson Bear. And for the Panthers, it is senior Charlie Bonenkamp.
Yeah, Charlie's another kid who's scrappy. I know he also does a little off-season training and some jiu-jitsu stuff, and Charlie's tough.
He's tall, too.
He's very long. You know, it's tough to be long in wrestling unless you know how to use leverage, and as he figures that out, I think you're going to see him win a lot more.
Bear went in on a shot. Good defense by Bonenkamp. Nothing established there.
These
Scrambling
are the
near.
that get a tall guy in trouble.
Oh, and just as you say that, Bear picked him up, put him down.
Still no points.
And there's a 3-point fall as Bonenkamp looked to escape there, but did not reach the boundary line. 3-0 Bear, minute 15 coming up on the first period. Bonenkamp sporting a brace on his right shoulder.
Oh, good Granby attempt. He comes out the back, gets to the legs.
Very close here to reversal. Now they're out of bounds.
Mat awareness is a big key there. We get in a position to get the reversal and have to start back down. It's part of the sport. You run out of room sometimes.
The circle can only be so large.
That's correct.
Bonenkamp looking to...
That's the advantage of being long. He can reach the leg from just about anywhere.
Now, proper technique would say that you shouldn't reach back, but in the case with Bonenkamp's long arms, it might work to his advantage, as you said. 40 seconds to go in this first period, and Bear is establishing control from the top here. Bonenkamp has his head down on the mat. What's the one thing you want to see Bonenkamp do with 30 seconds remaining, Nick?
Yeah, pinkies out, hands out, get to his base. And we can't leave our elbows hanging like that. Give away a wing. You have to look away and wing down. There goes his base. Now if he can be strong here, get back to his base, he might survive this 20 seconds. It looks like he will. Charlie's pretty strong.
15 seconds remaining. Bear up 3-0 here, looking to expose the back at the 45-degree angle to get near fall points, but we're running short on time in this first period. 4 seconds remaining, and Bonenkamp is going to survive as we enter period 2. What's the strategy here from a coach down 3-0?
3-0. We weren't able to get out in the last period. Mount Pleasant chooses. We defer. Keokuk had the choice.
Yep, Keokuk chooses to go neutral.
Yeah, that's a good choice for them, being up 3-0.
As Bonenkamp goes in for a shot. A sprawl by Bear. Good defense there. No points awarded. We'll go back to neutral position.
This is where I would want Charlie. If I'm Coach Blinn, I tell him to go neutral as well. In a position where we're forced to choose, I think Charlie can score here.
The difference in the physical stature between these two opponents is very discrepant. As Bonenkamp is tall and Bear looks to be a lot stockier.
Locks in the cradle, and as he goes to the hip, that's 3. Referee hesitant to award it. Cradle's supposed to be 3.
Bonenkamp should
lift him. Lift and drive to the
There's
head.
a 3.
Just lift that leg and drive to his head. Oh, he lets go of the cradle and goes crossface. That's what we like to see.
Aggression here by Bonenkamp as Bear gets to his feet, looking to go out of bound. And we will start here with Bear on the bottom. 3-3, 59 seconds remaining in period 2 in this matchup of 138 pounds. Matt returned there.
Yeah, I like watching Charlie wrestle. You can see his toes planted in the mat and his hamstrings are activated most of the time. His forward pressure is just good.
Wrist control established. Bear gets his wrist back. Bonenkamp looking to flatten him out here. He's got a tight waist locked in, locking in the leg here. 20 seconds remaining.
Power half, he'll use that right leg to drive. His leg slides out.
Goes to a 2-on-1 on the left arm here. Now releases. 5 seconds remaining. And we will end the second period, 3-3, with Mount Pleasant choosing.
If this is a youth match, Charlie's going down.
And that's exactly where he chose.
It's 3-3. All you got to do is outwork your opponent here. I tell the kids all the time that if another human being can hold you down, you're making a choice to let him. So we'll see. Charlie, if he outworks his opponent, he gets out.
There's the reversal for 2 and a mat return.
Almost on his head. That was beautiful. Nice switch.
That was a 5-point throw in freestyle. We are wrestling folk style, so we'll need to let Coach Blint know that maybe that might be something Bonenkamp can look at after the season. Go ahead.
Keokuk coach wants to talk about the lift.
All right, so 5-3, a minute 43. We have stoppage there as Coach Rose is looking to get an explanation from the referee for why that was a legal move. Now, in folk style, Nick, can you explain to our viewers why Coach Rose would want to have a conversation?
The biggest things here is whether or not his arm was trapped and if his feet went above his head, right? So if feet come off the mat, they shouldn't go above his head, and the arm shouldn't be trapped on the side of your mat returning. I didn't really see a discrepancy, but when it looks aggressive and you can't see the hand placement, most coaches should stand up for their team there.
Another mat return there by Bonenkamp as Bear had control of his hands, looking to pry those hands away. Unfortunately for him, Bonenkamp said, "No, we're going to go back to the mat here."
And we got wrist control. Good mat return.
A minute 20 remaining in this match. Bonenkamp with the reversal early on has a 5-3 lead, looking to establish a power half here on the boundary line.
We got to shake and bake and pull him in.
According to IHSAA rules, which are also part of the NFHS rules, both wrestlers are considered inbound as long as one body part from either wrestler is inside the boundary line marked by that yellow line that you see on your screen.
Just need one toe. Oh.
Bears' left foot is still considered in bounds. And, Bonenkamp able to establish position in bounds, and referee is calling out of bounds and will return to the center of the mat with Bear going on the bottom with 37.9 seconds remaining, and Bonenkamp with a 5-3 lead.
There is some room for discretion there. The referee feels like they're going to wrestle off of the entire mat. Even with the body part still in, he can call that.
Bonenkamp looks to have flattened out his opponent here, looking for an advantage, potentially looking for a fall here as it looks to establish a wing on the left. Ooh.
Now, if he circles towards his head and pulls that to his back, it should be 20 seconds left. We'll see if he has time, but he's
there it is. 15 seconds to secure a fall here. What does Bonenkamp have to do?
Got to lift his head up, pry that arm down. There.
Oh, and he releases. We got 4 near fall points there. 9-3 Bonenkamp, and time will run out here. A 9-3 decision and 3 more points to the Mount Pleasant Panthers. A wonderful showing by the senior 138-pounder.
Very good, Charlie.
All right, it is 27-0 Panthers. As Xavier Nelson for the Chiefs gets the call, and Colby Osby.
Colbin Otsby, let's go.
What a name.
Yeah, I got to wrestle him this summer too a little bit, and Colbin's strong for his size. Definitely a go-getter. Just continues to improve every week.
Matchup between two seniors here at 144 pounds. Osby goes in on the leg, on a single leg there, and nothing there. Nelson establishing control with Osby working the elbow and tricep area.
In a good position to drag.
Looking to get control of the wrists as he circles away from his opponent. Back to a neutral position, collar tie. Inside tie as well. Nothing there, we return to neutral. A minute remaining, about a minute 5 remaining now in this matchup. 27-0 Panthers, no score in this 144-pound matchup. Osby now needs to be aware of where he is on the mat, and a mistake there. No control established, no points awarded. We have a scramble here. Go behind, scramble. One thing that Nelson is hoping for is a stalemate, but from this position, it looks like it's going to be pretty hard. Osby now.
That crotch lift is there.
Deep, and a stalemate is called. Nelson was deep in on that leg there as Osby was looking to control the ankle, it looked like. Back to a neutral restart with 14 seconds remaining in this opening period at 144 pounds.
That's sheer athleticism to come out of that alive. He pulled himself onto his back almost and came out with 0 points, so that's a win.
We will go to period 2, no score. So, Nick, while we have some time here, what's next for you coming up with the youth program?
Yeah, so this weekend, pretty big tournament, our Iowa USA state championships, where the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, and 7th and 8th graders across Iowa that are USA Wrestling members are going to get together in the Powerhouse Arena in Cedar Rapids and vie for the coveted state champion jacket. So I'm excited to do that. I think we have a pretty good chance to take away some hardware. The kids that are going are wrestling pretty well right now, so time will tell.
Osby started at the bottom and is able to secure the escape point as he faces his opponent, but now Nelson trying to wear him down here.
On the bottom side of a front headlock.
Nelson yanking on that tricep area, having established position with his wrist underneath the chin.
It's so important to gain control of that elbow.
Is that a gator roll that we just saw?
That was a gator roll.
No points awarded there.
Yep, it works in freestyle. That's 2 points in freestyle, but unfortunately for him right now, it doesn't score anything.
Ospie
We can't step over there. We got to get our leg back.
in a precarious
He got his hip.
position,
He
and
got his
3
hips.
points awarded
For what?
to
Sorry.
Nelson. Referee discretion, as earlier you talked about.
Yeah,
Did not look from my vantage point that the hips were covered.
you got to cover the hips. But hey, the referee, I've learned in my coaching career, the referee makes decisions, and if it's a judgment call, you can't argue with them. You can argue with the rule book all day long, but a judgment call is a judgment call, and that belongs to the referee. So,
Ospie now, if he can pull his head out.
yeah, we're really close to getting 2 here, but that shoulder is getting wrenched on. Oh, I would expect potential danger there. He gave him 4 back points for that.
Oh! 4 near fall has been awarded to Nelson, and a reversal for 2.
Yeah, now we got to look to turn in the third. We need to take down 2 takedowns.
It went from a 1-0 match to 7-3 in a heartbeat. Ospie started down. Now it's Nelson's choice, up 7-3 with a 3-point takedown here. Traditionally, you would see wrestlers go from the bottom. You're seeing more top. Up 4?
No. I think Keokuk makes the right choice here, but if as long as we're not desperate and throw any big moves yet, we got 2 minutes to work. 2 takedowns wins this match. We definitely go neutral. Up 4. If I'm Keokuk, I'm choosing down.
They chose neutral to start the third period. 1:30 remaining. Here as Ospie is in on a front headlock, releases. It's got the underhook. Maybe a snap down, trying to get your opponent off balance here, or what do you say?
It's all about footwork.
Looking for the inside trip is
3's not enough to win, so he needs to be patient. We can't look for the big move yet, but unfortunately I think he's going to run himself down to a minute here, and now it's time to throw him on his back. So it's going to come down to, there's a stall warning. He might be able to get 1 and a takedown for that. He needs to shoot him off the mat right here on the whistle. We got to shoot.
1:02 on the neutral restart. And on a shot.
If you get 2 hands on one leg, you got to pick it up.
Runs the corner.
Yep, step the ankle.
Steps over the ankle, needs to release his leg or at least cover the hips.
Watch the head
Nothing
whip.
there. Losing his balance as Nelson is now in control. 35 seconds remaining in this matchup. And a go behind. Awards 3 to Nelson.
We got to be careful here and not give up a major.
Mat return. That'll knock the wind out of your sails.
Or wake you up, one of the 2. You're either going to wake up or go to sleep.
15 seconds remaining in this matchup. It looks like Nelson is going to be able to hold on here unless Ospie can find another lever. 7 remaining. And with that, a 10-3 victory decision for the Chiefs. So Keokuk is on the board.
Competitive matchup. That's what you want to see in a Southeast Iowa duel. That's the mission, right? Southeast Iowa wrestling to the top.
Absolutely.
Go back to where we started.
Coming up at 150 pounds for the Keokuk Chiefs is Gavin Lemaster. And for the Panthers, Landon Yoakum. How would you define Southeast Iowa wrestling for those watching and not familiar with the area, Nick?
Oh, I don't know if you want my opinion on that right now. Let's see. I'll find the PC version. Is Southeast Iowa wrestling used to be the pinnacle, right? And I'm not saying that it's bad right now, but I'm saying it could be better. Just as a whole, I think you see a lot of Quad City area, Des Moines area metro kids standing on the podium a lot more than normal. With the recruiting environment of high school wrestling in the state of Iowa, it makes it really troublesome for these smaller schools, cities with 10,000 or less people to be successful in a homegrown team. So that's the mission. Southeast Iowa, homegrown team, homegrown success. And if you look back in, even the early 2000s and beyond, at schools like New London, Burlington, Keokuk, Fort Madison, multiple champions at the state level, and you just don't see it as often as you used to. So without being negative, I think that's something that we can get back to, being the hotbed and the ones to beat.
LeMaster with a 3-point takedown of Landon Yoakum, a freshman at 150 pounds. 50 seconds remaining. And he lets Yoakum up. 1-point escape here. LeMaster, a junior, and Yoakum, a freshman for the Panthers as we're reaching 30 seconds in period 1 with Yoakum down 3-1. 27-3 Panthers as another takedown is awarded to LeMaster. Look like he was going for a power half there, Nick.
Yeah.
He's got wrist control. He's got both wrists there. What does Yoakum have to do here to survive these next one?
Yeah, so giving up wrist control is a bad idea on the bottom in wrestling, but Landon survives it. Landon's doesn't have the most experience in the world. He's learning through wrestling, and you're going to see, in this match, I feel like Landon gets better every time he's on the mat. But this is a sport that takes a long time to master, so we're going to see him continue to grow.
LeMaster in on a double leg, an explosive double leg, taking Yoakum to his back. The referee counts. He's already got a 4 near fall.
No back points.
No back points, wow.
It looked like he was holding forward, didn't he?
Yeah. So 3 on the takedown, 9-1 LeMaster. We are now reaching major decision territory. Wrestling is oftentimes considered an individual sport, but in a dual setting, the way you finish the match has an impact on the team. Down 24 now, what do the Chiefs need to do?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, they got to pin their way through. Everybody needs to score 6 if you're the Keokuk Chiefs to bring this duel within striking distance towards the end, but Mount Pleasant still got some firepower in the lineup. They're going to have a hard time doing that, which makes me really excited to be sitting here watching it.
Including this matchup, there are 7 matches still up for grabs. Keokuk does have an open weight at 215, so any points right now to cut that deficit is going to be absolutely crucial if the Keokuk Chiefs want to make this a more competitive duel. LeMaster goes back in on a double leg. Unfortunately for him, out of bounds. We'll have a neutral restart, 9-2 with 48 seconds remaining.
36 points left on the table. Landon's job right now is to close this gap a little bit.
Hey, there's a 3-point takedown on a go behind by Landon.
Wow, Carson's on my team.
Yeah.
Shout out Carson Yoakum.
(9-5) with 20 seconds remaining as Yoakum looks to add to his total, working hard.
That's exactly why the Yoakum boys are going to continue to get better, because they show up, they're quiet, they work hard. As you can see, Landon's down 9-1, and all he's thinking is score the next point, and that he does.
All right, entering period 3, Yoakum chooses down. Down 9-5, is this a good call?
Yeah, I mean, with the course of this match, he's been getting taken down at will, and I think he has a real good shot to reverse him to his back. Not the easiest way to win a match. Being on the bottom is definitely taxing. It's hard work. But I think that's right. That's putting him in the best chance to win.
LeMaster heavy on top there as Yoakum is looking to score an escape point or reversal here to get himself closer to a win. LeMaster has control of Yoakum's right wrist here. 1:45 remaining in period 3. I look up at the clock, and having been at a few wrestling matches, you might say, Nick, it seems like it feels like an eternity when you're down there and you look, it's only been 5 or 10 seconds. What's the mindset for someone like Yoakum right now at the bottom?
Yeah, so you got to act with a sense of urgency if you're on the bottom. There's my favorite way to say it is your best friend on the bottom is space, and the only way to create space is with movement. So if you're not moving, whether that's your hips are trapped, your knees are down, then you're up against the wall, and that's what it leads to right there, is ending up on your back, giving up another 4 count.
Lemaster with the pinfall.
That really keeps Keokuk in the hunt.
It does.
But fatigue is real. Being on the bottom for that long in a wrestling match, it gets really difficult to keep moving. So that is what it is at this point. You got to move.
A pinfall for Lemaster at 5 minutes and 12 seconds. Brings it to 27-9.
Join the broadcast. Absolutely.
Abby Blint is joining us here momentarily.
That's my cue to go. I love it.
All right.
Thanks for
Thank you,
having
Coach
me.
Ettinger, Coach Nick Ettinger from the Mount Pleasant Youth Wrestling Club to join us on this festive evening on the first Mount Pleasant Panther duel evening as we move on to 157 pounds at Luke Ames and Ramsey Davis. Davis secures the first takedown at 157 pounds, and joining me now is our guest, and fresh off of her first dual victory in front of the home crowd, Coach Abby Blint. Coach Blint, welcome to the broadcast.
Hi, how are you?
Great, great. Thank you so much for joining us. How's it feel?
Feels good. I feel like we've been waiting for this one for a while after it getting rescheduled, but it was good to get out there in front of the home crowd, and it was a good night.
Awesome. So girls wrestling. Up and coming, evolving sport. You yourself have some experience with it.
Yes.
Abby was one of our first notable female wrestlers here in Mount Pleasant as Ramsey Davis looks to secure the fall here. Very, very close in establishing position. Abby's, this is your first year coaching?
Yes.
As the head coach?
First official year on pen and paper as the head coach. He's so close. Yeah, I've been helping off and on since I graduated, so.
As Davis secures the pin at 157 pounds. 6 more points for the Panthers. Brings us to a 33-9 score as that pin is registered at 1:30. So you grew up basically on a wrestling mat.
Yep, sure did.
Your dad, Coach Blint, is currently working. What are some things that he shared with you as you embarked on your first season as head coach, but more importantly, as your first home duel?
Yeah, he has been really helpful, and at some points letting me make those decisions that I don't want to make as the head coach that you have to make. But it's been great to have him alongside and help me with anything and everything that goes into a duel that you just don't think of until you are in that position. So anything from weight class to really just looking to score all the points possible out there.
At 165 pounds, Keegan Birdsell taking on Zeke Scott as Birdsell collects the first takedown of the match. How different is it being on the bench versus that of being on the mat?
You know, it's same and different. And sometimes the girls say, I can't hear you, and I was like, I totally understand that because I was there one time. I would agree. Kind of sometimes you can't hear anything. But also, I've been in their shoes, so it's kind of frustrating sometimes, but you've been there, so it's easier to sympathize with them.
You know, other sports, I think about football and I think about baseball, they have two-way communication between the coaches and the players. How great would it be if you could just put a little AirPod in one of their headgear and you with a microphone, huh?
Yeah, that would be helpful. I feel like I tell people we kind of have like sign language practice. Like if they look over in the corner, they can see what I'm doing rather than hear my words. It's very important, especially with the girls.
I feel that. 9-2 now with 58.793. Birdsell with 3 takedowns and 3 escape points for Zeke Scott, the sophomore for the Chiefs, taking on the junior Birdsell. So, Abby, what do we got going on the rest of this season? We had our first duel. What's coming up next for the girls wrestling squad?
Yeah, we've got a triangular with 2 other teams on Thursday, and then we go to a tournament on Highland on Friday, and then we are only 3 weeks away from our regional, which is our state qualifier.
That's in Ottumwa?
Ottumwa on the 30th, yep.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, Ottumwa has a really nice competition gym. If that, at their high school, I was just there for the middle school season, and it's beautiful. As Birdsell looks to establish position here for a pin with 12 seconds remaining in the first period, he's up 12-3. Referee looking for the shoulders, and there's the fall. 6 more points for the Panthers as Keegan Birdsell collects a fall at a minute 55, 39-9 as we come up on 175 pounds, which the Panthers have open, as Caden Brewer will score 6 points on the forfeit for the Panthers. So, Abby, we do have quite a bit of folks watching online, and some of them may have young women that might want to give this sport a try. What is your advice to parents and to young female wrestlers out there?
I would definitely say you can't go wrong with just giving it a try. And with the sport growing with girls, some people's first hesitation is the boy aspect, but there's enough girls out there, especially in our area. Definitely give it a try. It builds a lot of character, and I feel like it's a whole new world for girls' sports, and it's the next best thing out there. So it really shapes the girls, and I feel like they have a lot more skills after you've wrestled.
I couldn't agree more. And thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to let you off the hook here. Thank you so much, Abby. Congratulations again on your first win. Thank you for joining us on this broadcast. Looking forward to many, many more. Abby Blint, the coach of the girls Panthers wrestling squad. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, thanks for having me. Go Panthers.
All right, we're gearing up now for 190 pounds as junior Jared Anderson takes on junior Ethan Peck for the Panthers. And as we gear up at 39-15, the Panthers have secured the victory in this duel with 2 more matches remaining at 215 and 285 after this. As Anderson goes in for a shot on the boundary and is pushed out of bounds. We'll have a neutral restart. My apologies there, as the producer here and fact checker told me that Caden Brewer is the wrestler for the Chiefs. Caden Brewer against Ethan Peck. I was in a conversation with Coach Blint. I wasn't paying attention there.
All good.
Thank you, Mike.
He wrestled up from the open.
Look, my producer Mike Heaton is using wrestling terms that he learned about an hour ago as Peck scores on a go behind here. 3 points for Ethan. 3-0 with 55 seconds remaining in period 1. Peck looking to establish control here. Looking for a wrist to establish control. Nothing there. Heavy on the head to keep his opponent flat. Brewer with the sit out and scores 2 on the reversal. 3-2 with 20 seconds remaining in this matchup. Peck turns away. Unfortunately, Brewer still has a hold of his ankle. And an escape point awarded for Peck as he's able to get away. Got away going out of bounds, but because Brewer stayed in bounds, the action continued. So it's 4-2 Panthers heading into period 2. Chiefs had the choice. They chose to go down, and Brewer secures a 2-point reversal, and now we are even at 4 with a minute 50 remaining in the second period. trying to secure Peck trying to establish his base. And Brewer is making it very difficult. He's looking to secure his neck. And Peck, ooh, very close to securing a... If he can get around, he'll get two. He's got around the hips and a 2-point reversal. 2-point reversal, Ethan Peck. No one's more excited in the crowd than Ethan's parents and sister, just to my right. Monique and Micah, both instructors in music here in the district. And Addison, his sister, is a senior. Oh, never mind, Mike graduated. It's good to have a producer that fact checks me in real time as Brewer scores a reversal there with 18 seconds in the second period. It's all knotted up at 6. Eight seconds to go. And it looks like we will go into the third period, all knotted up with Peck to choose. 1 point away and 2 minutes away from securing a victory here. It is Peck's choice, and he's choosing neutral. So if he's going to win this matchup, he's going to win it from his feet. Here we go, 2 minutes away now. Tied at 6, a minute 50 remaining in this period for the 190-pounders. Peck thought about a throw, did not have position. We'll restart here. Collar tie. Peck says no, backs him off. Peck looking to establish control, looking for a throw. Good defense by Brewer. Peck whips him to his back. That's 3 and 2, 3, 4, near fall. He's got a minute 18 to secure the pinfall. Can he do it? All he needs to do is secure that wrist. Everybody on their feet at this gym, and it's a pinfall! At 190 pounds and 4 minutes and 54 seconds, Ethan Peck secures a 6-pointer. It's 45-15. Ethan Peck with the pinfall. And his family is going down to greet him. Excellent job. All right, Jared Anderson, who's listed as 190 pounds for the Chiefs, has been bumped up to 215 to take on Owen Furch. As Anderson secures the takedown here, no back points awarded, and a 1-point escape. Lovely moment there as Addison Peck just gave Ethan a hug for that. Awesome job. Wrestling, folks, is a family sport. It is not an individual sport. The parents, the siblings, the family and supporters live and breathe with every takedown, every fall, every reversal, every point, every injury, every bump and bruise. And I say that with experience, as I have 2 young wrestlers at home, as Anderson secures the pinfall in, well, the scoreboard. It was in the first period, 45-21. All right, our final matchup is our heavyweights at 285. And we will not see that. Instead, a forfeit And the final score of our first home duel of the season goes to the Panthers. 51-21 is your final as the Panthers are able to defeat the Keokuk Chiefs here at Mount Pleasant Community High School. We will be back after these short messages. You have been watching Panther Wrestling, powered by Midwest Old Threshers.
At Seafirst Credit Union, we're all about making connections, like how we connect you with a flexible financing you need to install that all-season room or remodel your kitchen with a home equity line of credit. Connect with Seafirst today and see why together is better.
Ready to upgrade your floors? We'll make it even sweeter. Pick your perfect flooring and unlock exclusive savings on furniture, mattresses, and accessories. Loyalty perks at your dream home? We can do that because loyalty should feel like luxury.
Introducing Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every meal is a delight. Start your day with our mouth-watering breakfast options and savor flavorful lunches with friends and family. Cap off your day with our delectable dinners. Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every moment is delicious.
For everything, there is a season, and a time for every matter under heaven, for God has made everything suitable for its time. Kimsey Funeral Home, Mount Pleasant.
Located just south of the Mount Pleasant Square, Phillips Auto Clinic has you covered. Whether it's an oil change, an engine repair, tire replacement, and anything and everything in between.
There are places where all roads lead to families providing for their loved ones and their community. That's where you'll find us. Generation after generation. Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Jim Barton Construction has all your assembly needs under one roof. With a plethora of services at our disposal, no job is too small or too large for JBC. Call the number on screen now or go online at jimbartonconstruction.com.
Check out Community Profiles every Thursday, where our host, Greta Clemens, talks with people from around Washington about their stories and highlighting upcoming events. Make sure to tune in to Community Profiles every Thursday at 10 on the Southeast Iowa Live Facebook and YouTube page.
Welcome back to Mount Pleasant Community High School Gym. You are watching Panther Wrestling, and welcome to the Panther Wrestling post-match show presented by your dream home furnitures and floors. Welcome back to Mount Pleasant Community High School Gym. Luis Aranda here, joined by the mother of one of our Panther wrestlers who secured a pinfall at 120 pounds, Levi Evans. I'm joined by Crystal Evans, the proud mother, who is the mother of our wrestler of the night, Levi Evans, who secured a pinfall today in his matchup against Ashton Drogi. Crystal, how are you this evening?
Great.
Crystal, I was just talking right before the end of the meet that wrestling isn't an individual sport. It is a family sport. Every person that comes out to support the wrestler here feels every fall, every point, everything. From a mother's perspective, what's it like competing in front of the home crowd?
Oh, it's a lot of pressure.
Pressure for you, pressure for Levi.
For everybody. I mean, he gets to watch all the younger Mount Pleasant youth wrestlers watch him wrestle. So, I mean, they've been watching him since he was little, and he's been watching them since they were little and they're growing up. So, I mean, it's a lot of pressure for him as well to be that role model and that inspiration for all the other younger kids. So,
absolutely. And I had Coach Nick Edinger here, and he was talking a lot about how much growth Levi has had, both from a physical stature, obviously, but also from maturity and leadership. What are the things that, for those that are watching at home, as they are contemplating whether or not this sport is right for their son or daughter, what are the things that you've noticed about your son, about Levi, that has developed as a result of being a part of this sport?
well, he started wrestling all year round now. So, I mean, he's training all year round. He's practicing all year round. Clean eating, drinking a lot of water, listening to your coaches.
It's all about commitment, discipline, strength. Sometimes there, but more often than not, it's just about opening up those ears. And sometimes our kids will listen to the wrestling coach more than they will listen to their parents, right?
Definitely.
Awesome. What's one word of advice you would give to a wrestling parent that's watching at home?
If you want to be a good wrestler, wrestle all year long.
What about the parents?
The parents, be a support, be a big sport. Bring those snacks and those healthy snacks and the water and stuff. I mean, be there to encourage them, and even be there when on their bad days too, or their bad meets that
Absolutely.
they have. So go back and look at the ones that you lost and learn from them.
Awesome job. Thank you, Crystal, for joining us. Congratulations to Levi and congratulations to the Panthers, okay?
Yeah,
Awesome.
Go Panthers. Woo!
Once again, the Panthers win 51-21 in the boys, and then the women also won. I don't have that score in front of me. Mike, do you have it? No. He does not either, but the Panther women won as well. I'm going to throw in just more family members here real quickly, and then we'll wrap things up from Mount Pleasant. I am also joined by a couple other wrestlers here as well. I don't think they can see me. We talked about, again, this being a family sport. I'd like to introduce, for those of you that have been watching Mount Pleasant Live, I say to them one thing. I always end every broadcast with Katie, who's my wife, and my kids. I have 4 kids at home, and I am proud to say that I'm joined here tonight by 2 of my kids. To my left is Cecilia Aranda, and to my right is Lorenzo Aranda. Say hi to the folks watching at home, guys.
Hi.
Cece, we just watched the first all-women girls duel here in Mount Pleasant High School history. What are your thoughts about watching the girls taking on Keokuk tonight?
They did good. They did honestly really good.
They did really well? Okay. What's something that you picked up from watching the girls tonight? I assume you were watching.
I was, but it was a while ago.
It was a while. The attention span of an 11-year-old is only so much. Talk to us. How long have you been wrestling?
6 years.
What do you like about it?
That it's fun and you meet a lot of new people on the way.
What has been your favorite moment wrestling so far?
Coming back to beat the person that beat me at state.
Yes. I was there for that one. That's awesome. What is one lesson you've learned from wrestling?
Don't give up right before the match.
Okay. That's good. I'm proud of you. That's a good answer. And then lastly, we have folks watching at home that might be thinking about, maybe my son or daughter should go out to wrestle, especially for girls, because, girls wrestling, sometimes you go to a tournament and it's hard to find girls wrestlers. What's one thing you want to tell a girls wrestler?
If you want to try it. It's really good. I would highly recommend.
Awesome. Great job. Thank you so much for joining us. All right. And we're going to switch it over. One other person here is my son, Lorenzo Aranda. Say hi to everybody, Lorenzo. Your microphone is live. Let's put that there. Say it again.
Hey.
Lorenzo Aranda is a 7th grader here at Mount Pleasant Community High School, Community School District. He is my oldest son. Lorenzo, how long have you been wrestling?
7 years.
7 years, since kindergarten. Lorenzo is a 2-time state qualifier at AAU. My daughter Cecilia is also a 4-time state qualifier, I believe. So wrestling runs in the family, and that's something that, for you, Lorenzo, since you've been doing it the longest, what are some things that you've learned about being a wrestler?
It's all about mentality and the work you put in, what you eat, how you sleep, the stuff you put into your body. It's all about that. The mentality, you gotta have the mentality. This sport is to test you physically and mentally, and yeah.
What's one thing that you saw tonight that you would like to implement in your next match?
Probably the pace. The pace was really good today, and I'm going to try and implement that in my next match.
What's one of the biggest things that you've learned about being a wrestler?
I learned a lot about myself as like a character and my mindset and stuff, and it's just been really fun going on this road for this past 7 years, and hopefully even more. So
wonderful. So you've been wrestling for 7 years. There have been times that you've gone back and forth. You want to continue, and other times you're like, maybe I want to try something else. What's the one thing that keeps you going? How do you determine that you want to keep going? And for those watching at home, how can they tell their wrestler to keep going?
So for me, I set goals and look up to people so I can keep going and tell myself that I can do it. For other people at home, I would like pick a wrestler and watch them and see how their career has gone, so you can see and you can relate to them and realize these wrestlers, even in the hardest times, we're still able to keep going and keep wrestling. So that's something I would say, definitely.
All right, buddy. Thanks for joining me in the postgame show. Thank you, Cece. Thank you for Lorenzo. Best of luck to both of you this season. What's your goal, Lorenzo, this season?
To place at state.
Place at state. Cece, what's your goal? See it right here.
Hopefully win state.
All right, and I'll be there to help reach your goals. I love you both. All right, thanks for joining me on the postgame show. Basically, for us here tonight, a lot of pins. 51-21 is your final in the boys' Mount Pleasant Panthers victory over the Keokuk Chiefs. This has been the Mount Pleasant post-duel show. Post-match show? What are we calling it? Post-meet show. We know. I know. Brought to you by Your Dream Home Furniture and Floors. All right, so as we wrap things up, please join us this Friday as the Mount Pleasant Panthers welcome the Fairfield Trojans for a girls and boys doubleheader starting at 6 o'clock. 5:55 will be our start time with coverage from here at Mount Pleasant Community High School gym. Thank you so much to our guest, Coach Nick Enninger from the Mount Pleasant Youth Wrestling Club, and Coach Abby Blint on her first victory as the Lady Panther wrestling coach. My guests, Crystal Evans, Lorenzo Aranda, Cecilia Aranda, for videographer Kellen Gracie, our director Matt Bryant, and producer Mike Heaton. This is Luis Aranda bidding you good night on a successful dual sweep by the Panthers. Katie and Luis. Nope, I'm Luis. Katie and the kids. My kids are here. Hey, where are we going? We're going home.
We're going home, baby.
See you guys next Friday.